What are the parts of the Bible? The Bible is not so much a book, but rather a collection of books, 73 in all. Every book of the Bible is divided into chapters, and every chapter has verses. So, if you want to quote from the Bible, you would first name the book, mostly abbreviated, then you name the chapter, and then the verse. Sounds logical, and it is, because with all the different languages, translations, and editions, you would never find the same thing written at the bottom of page 79. If, on the other hand, someone were to say Genesis 45:4, everyone would be able to find the same passage. The 73 books of the Bible are divided into the Old Testament, 46 books, and the New Testament, 27 books. The Old Testament covers roughly the span of 1,300 years, from Moses to Jesus, and tells of the changing fate of the tribes of Israel. Only the very first book of the Bible, called Genesis, gives us a theological glimpse of the time before Moses. It recounts the beginnings of this world and the stories of the patriarchs. The Old Testament can be divided into 4 parts. First, the 5 books of Moses. The Jews call these books the Torah, and they are considered the most important writings of Judaism. Second, the historical books. Here we find the accounts of many events and characters that shaped the fate of the people of Israel over the centuries. Great kings such as David or Solomon, and others who weren't that great. In the third part of the Old Testament, we come across the wisdom literature. There are 7 books, most important of which, and the longest book of the Bible, is the book of Psalms. Psalms are prayers, songs, and poetic texts. Even 3,000 years after they were composed, they are still being prayed and sung in churches and synagogues. The prophets constitute the 4th and last part of the Old Testament. There are 4 major prophets and 12 minor ones, but this refers neither to their physical appearance nor to the importance of their message. Major and minor simply refer to the length of the texts they left behind. The prophets, whether major or minor, are God's megaphone of sorts. They announce the word of the Lord. They remind and warn, comfort and give hope. Hope for what? For a new covenant, for a new testament. In the fullness of time, as it is written, after a long and tedious process of preparation, God sent His Son, born in Bethlehem, crucified in Jerusalem. With Jesus, a new covenant was formed between God and man. This is the content of the books of the New Testament. And like the Old, so also the New Testament can also be divided into 4 parts. First, the 4 Gospels, 4 accounts of the life of Jesus, about what He taught and what He did, and how He redeemed mankind. The Acts of the Apostles are next in line. They document the history of the early church and the missionary journeys of the Apostle Paul. St. Paul also dominates the 3rd part of the New Testament, the epistles. He is the author of most of them. All in all, we have 21 epistles that were sent by the apostles to the first Christian communities in order to strengthen, comfort, or correct them, and to expound more fully the faith in Christ. Finally, as the 4th part in the New Testament, we have the book of Revelation, written by St. John. It is a vision of the past, the present, and the future of the church. It was written during John's exile on the Greek island of Patmos. John was the last apostle to die. With his writings, the Christian Bible is complete. These are the different parts of the Bible, and if you can remember the order of its many books, then you will be faster in finding what you are looking for.